But you know how ridiculous it gets? You know how ridiculous this situation is? When the president of the United States says, what the f*** are you doing, NFL? Now y'all bugging. You don't get Shedeur Sanders by now? This is crazy. This is the president of the United States, Donald Trump, advocating for Deion and Shedeur, which I thought was spectacular.
Imagine being the son of an NFL legend, a college football star, and still getting overlooked in the draft. That's the story of Shedeur Sanders, who, despite his pedigree and performance, found himself waiting until the 5th round to hear his name called. But why did this happen? Was it a matter of performance, perception, or something else entirely? Let's dive into the intriguing journey of Shedeur Sanders and uncover the factors that led to his unexpected draft position.
Shedeur's been great. I mean, he's a lot of fun to be around in those meeting rooms, and I think so far there's been, at least once in the meeting room that he's made me crack a smile, and that's what it's all about. He's a young guy trying to learn some football and come out here and practice well and do those things. And like I said, he's been a lot of fun. I mean, he's come up to me and, listen, I probably wasn't too far away from playing against his dad, and now I'm playing with him.
Shedeur Sanders was projected to be a first-round pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. With impressive college stats and the guidance of his father, Deion Sanders, expectations were high, however. As the draft unfolded, teams passed on him round after round. By the time the Cleveland Browns selected him with the 144th overall pick, many were left scratching their heads. Reports surfaced suggesting that Shedeur's pre-draft interviews were less than stellar, with some anonymous sources labeling them as the worst they'd ever experienced.
When you sit up there and say something like, he went in a meeting unprepared, like, dude, Shedeur Sanders, who's had 6 different coordinators, who has still functioned and leveled up every time we brought somebody new in, and you're gonna tell me
every situation.
You're gonna tell me he had on headphones. Shedeur, anybody know my son, understand he's a professional. Like, he's gonna go into a meeting with headphones on. Like, y'all come on.
Yeah, I wouldn't look into anything. Whole weekend going through the spring, I mean, we don't pay too close attention to who's in there.
One particular story from his visit with the New York Giants claimed he missed an intentional error in a playbook test, raising concerns about his preparation. But were these reports accurate? Or was there more to the story? Deion Sanders, never one to shy away from defending his family, addressed the rumors head-on. He dismissed the allegations as baseless, emphasizing Shedeur's professionalism and adaptability, especially considering he had worked under 6 different offensive coordinators in college.
It was in the team drills and 7-on-7s where you could really see the difference in these two quarterbacks. Deion Gabriel seemed to be more assertive, more decisive in dropbacks. Certainly his passes had a little more torque on them. Deion Gabriel was tremendously accurate, right on the hands most of the time. It's not to say Shedeur Sanders was inaccurate. Somehow he gets the ball there. He can layer the ball in, even if it's not a perfect spiral. That's just the way he throws the ball. If you did not know the last names of both of these players, you'd say that number 5 looked a little bit better, in my opinion. It looks like a left-handed Russell Wilson.
Deion questioned the credibility of reports suggesting Shedeur wore headphones during interviews, branding such claims as implausible. He expressed deep frustration and hurt over the circumstances surrounding his son's draft experience, attributing the outcome to anonymous character attacks and misinformation. Deion stood by his son, emphasizing their discipline and strength in navigating public scrutiny. X was going nuts.
We gave you a completion percentage award, and all you did was throw check downs and bubble screens. If I did that, my completion percentage would be 90. I throw the ball downfield, you don't. You ran the ball. You had a run game.
We're on perfect time already.
Come on, bro, let's make a song. Let's drop one, real shit. I play football. Here we go.
Football.
I play football. You ain't got no hobbies outside of that? I play football. That's the only hobby I want people to know me as, football player. Let's search up Ken Wood.
Despite the draft day drama, Shedeur found a new home with the Cleveland Browns. The Browns' quarterback room was crowded, featuring veterans Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, as well as fellow rookie Deion Gabriel. With starter Deshaun Watson sidelined due to injury, the competition was wide open. Beyond his on-field performance, Shedeur's attitude and work ethic began to reshape public perception. He earned praise for his respectful and team-oriented response to veteran quarterback Joe Flacco. His comments about not being just a mentor in the Browns quarterback room.
The Browns strategically held a longer 7-on-7 period to accommodate the need for more reps to go around. Both Shedeur Sanders and Dillon Gabriel split about 3 dozen reps in individual drills. Gabriel took the first reps of team drills.
Shedeur regularly checked in with Flacco and even organized his locker. Emphasizing the importance of respecting veterans, fans lauded Shedeur's approach, calling him a real team player. His actions and performance were reshaping public perception and could position him as a strong future contender. As the Browns' organized team activities progressed, the quarterback competition remained fierce. Head coach Kevin Stefanski emphasized that the evaluation process was ongoing and that the team was mixing up reps daily to assess each player's capabilities.
I am most intrigued and most eager to watch Shedeur Sanders. I'm not a Browns fan, but as someone who covers the entire National Football League and is interested in storylines and how things are going to go, like, if I was a Browns fan, I would want Shedeur to start. That is what I would want. Now, if he's not ready to start, you can start Flacco, you can start Pickett until he is, whatever the case may be, but I'm not that intrigued with Dillon Gabriel. I'm not intrigued with Kenny Pickett. I'm fine with Joe Flacco because he can at least be serviceable.
Shedeur continued to make the most of his opportunities, impressing coaches with his work ethic and approach while the depth chart remained fluid. Shedeur's trajectory suggested he could climb the ranks and potentially secure a more prominent role. The Sanders family's journey in the NFL draft wasn't limited to Shedeur. His brother, Deion Sanders, went undrafted but later signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a free agent.
Cam Newton tried to talk to you a few weeks ago. And we seen him try to talk to Travis Hunter. Why did y'all curve that like that? What was the reason for you to I think you said, yo, you're weird, and you walked off. What was that about, and why did you do that?
I don't think Trav was. Trav, I don't think.
Trav just ignored them. Trav just ignored them.
I think Trav and them was just playing around.
Deion expressed his disappointment over the draft outcomes for both his sons, attributing them to anonymous character attacks and misinformation. Despite the setbacks, the Sanders family remained resilient, using the experience as motivation to prove doubters wrong and showcase their capabilities on the professional stage. Shedeur Sanders' journey from a projected first-round pick to a fifth-round selection is a testament to the unpredictable nature of the NFL draft and the impact of perception.
Their pattern of giving reps allows everyone, their opportunity. It might not be the day we're out there. That's the problem with this, is that we're reacting to 1 day a week. And the OTAs are 3 days a week. And in 1 week, it'll be 4 days. So we'll have a better idea of things at the minicamp when they're 3 days in a row.
While rumors and anonymous reports may have influenced his draft position, Shedeur's response marked by professionalism, hard work, and humility has begun to change the narrative.
And I would say there's a lot of work that gets done when you guys aren't out there, believe it or not. But even that's, and I say that, Mary Kay, even in a meeting or in a walkthrough, just our guys are getting exposed to a lot. Different. Every day we're mixing and matching, if you will, giving guys different looks. I've told you before, it's not going to be a 25% down the middle type thing, or I guess down to fourth, but we're trying to expose the guys to different things. This is an all-encompassing evaluation. So
as he continues to compete and develop within the Browns organization, Shedeur has the opportunity to redefine his story and demonstrate that talent and character can overcome initial setbacks. Only time will tell how this chapter unfolds, but one thing is certain: Shedeur Sanders is determined to make his mark in the NFL.
That doesn't really matter to me. I come to play football. If the media's on me, then they're on me. If the media's not, then, it's not. I'm just going to do my job at the end of the day.
Stay dangerous, my ninjas. I'm out this bish. Peace.